So first up here in Port Douglas, we've got cleaning and maintenance tasks. I mentioned in one of our Cape York videos, we damaged a rim. It caught my first bit of damage up here in Cape York, major damage to the car, and that was a bent rim. And this is the culprit, this is the rock. I wasn't concentrating, I looked away for a second, looked back up, hit this rock. So as a result, effectively in retaliation, I brought it back from the PDR here to Canal Creek, and this rock forevermore is going to sit over top of the hole where we buried our poo as a message to it and all other rocks not to be mean. There we go. Cop that, poop rock. I had the tyres down low pressure, driving on a dirt road. It had just been graded and there was a big rock and I hit it, dented my rim. So I'm going to get that repaired, and in the meantime Steph started the cleaning process. I'm going to try to get the car clean. I'm going to clean the van. It's going to take a couple of days. There's so much dirt and dust.
This is literally the first wipe over of the car.
There's just, the PDR is literally falling off it.
Talk about red dust, but this is like something else.
Yeah, it has to be first pass. It's going to take forever.
So this is, we've already done a hose down. You can just see it just literally gets into everything. So we'll do the outside, we'll do a few washes and then get stuck into the inside as well. Whole day job.
Yeah.
We've just got back from Cape York. We're currently at Feathers and Friends, which is just outside of Port Douglas up here. And we're getting things back in order. Because we took the tents up to Cape York, we've got stuff that's in the car that needs to come back into the van. Basically just do a reset of everything. The fridge was turned off, so we've got that back on again, getting our food back into there and just getting totally reset and reorganised.
It's a pretty amazing, beautiful setting, very tropical. It's actually 40 acres and most of it where you go is all sculpted, landscaped, and it's just beautiful. They fit about 6 caravans, 6 campers or motorhomes at any one time, and they spread you right out around the property. The toilet block here at Feathers and Friends, so you've got access to a cold shower and 2 toilets in here, so wherever you park on the property you can come up here and use the toilet, which is great.
We were just having our morning coffee and Les rode down on his bike and said, would you like to see a python? And then jumped on the back and he took us up and showed us a probably 2.5 to 3 metre python up in his shed. He said he saw one last night around his house as well. So lots of pythons around here. He said he doesn't get any dangerous snakes as in poisonous, but they do get some pythons around. How nice is that though, that he just came and let us know, took us up to show us.
No sooner had we finished cleaning the car, Harry's broken his hand, so he's off to hospital. Steph's going to be taken into the Mareeba hospital. Luckily we're not anywhere too remote, so off he goes, off to sick bay, poor bloke. Looks like he's going to have a plaster cast and looks like he's not going to get to swim tomorrow. We're planning on going to a water park tomorrow. Poor fella. So it's been a big, it's not even 24 hours since Harry and Steph headed off. Harry, what did you end up doing?
Dislocating and breaking my wrist.
So Harry had went an anaesthetic last night, knocked him out, and they popped in his wrist back from the dislocation, and they managed to get the alignment right. And he's been wrapped up, but we've just had a phone call after just an X-ray to make sure it was all good from the Cairns Hospital. So we're now driving an hour to Cairns Hospital from the Port Douglas area to get him put into plaster, so we can all sign his plaster cast, which is awesome. So we've got the rim repaired, and now we've got Harry repaired. Let's see which one costs more. The rim was only 170 bucks, so we'll see what sort of damage you're up for.
The healthcare that we've had around Australia has been amazing, and this time around in Queensland's been no exception. The staff were phenomenal and all covered by Medicare as well. So there's public hospitals everywhere. A few people have asked, do we need private health insurance? Well, I'd say if you don't have it normally, then there's no need to take it out just for a trip, because everywhere you go is public anyway, and if you need to be seen, then you'll be seen. And we've almost been seen faster in rural hospitals than we are normally in city hospitals anyway, because they're a lot quieter. I signed the Medicare paperwork as we left last night, and his treatment last night was close to $3,000. With the added on treatment today, we'll definitely be reaching that, but that all goes straight to Medicare, which is awesome for us, and great healthcare that we have here in our country.
I'm going to stay here in this food, watch TV and that TV.
Harry has got the Hilton upgrade. Harry is now checking in.
Have dinner, play video games.
It's actually turned into a pretty good thing. He's got his cast on, but they want to monitor him to make sure that the feeling's okay. Can you feel that?
Yeah, to be honest,
Okay. So they've told him that he's got to stay in hospital for a night, eat ice cream, play video games, watch a big TV, and sleep on a bed that's like 1.5 times his normal bed. And then one adult can stay, and so Steph and I were basically paper, rock, scissoring it, because you get fed here and you also get to watch the big TV. Ready?
Okay.
Oh, that was too late. So me and the boys are going to have to go back, leave them at the hotel here, and then we're going to pick them up tomorrow and continue the adventure.
It's super early, like just after 7. We've been up and down a bit all night being checked, and the doctor's just come in. What did he say, Harry?
We can leave first.
He said that we can go home today. Harry's hand is looking good. The swelling's gone down a bit, and he's got all of his feeling is back to normal. So we're going to go home today, and they've been very accommodating, making our appointments when we're going to be coming back down again after our visit up to Daintree and to Cape Trib. So we'll come back in a couple of weeks and the hand's going to heal. Yay! Here they come, Harry. Harry's happy to see his ride. All right, kick it in. Let's go. Let's go home.
So this is where I had my accident down this hill. I started up at the very top, and this is where I crashed up here.
Into this big divot?
Yep.
Wow, I hadn't actually seen where he had the accident, so there's a big divot just here. Might not be able to see it, but it's quite large. And you can see it's a bit darker, and he's come from all the way up the top. Again, it doesn't really do it justice, but that tree up there you can see is about a 8 metre tree, 10 metre tree, the little one in front, so it's quite steep. A great stay here, but it's been full of drama with our trips to the hospital and repair, so I'm actually more exhausted than when I arrived. But I reckon if you just came here and relaxed and just enjoyed the place, it'd be a totally different experience. Recommend maybe not breaking your arm or dislocating a wrist. As you can see, it's pretty overcast here, so we're going to move on today. We'd had planned to stay another couple of nights, but our solar's taken a hiding, so we've got to plug in, recharge before we head off to the Daintree.
It's a cane train. So bizarre, these just hang out like in the middle of the town, like here in Mossman. Just driving along the tracks through the middle of town.
So what we've done is we've found some cheap accommodation at the Mossman Leisure Caravan Park. It's a riverfront caravan park. We've plugged into power. That'll get us some charge over the next couple of days. In the meantime, we're going to go off and explore the Atherton Tablelands. It's quite accessible, only about an hour's drive from here in Mossman. We're at the Crystal Caves in Atherton. We've got my aunt and uncle with us. They've come up for their anniversary. We're going in to see some crystals. So it's in the main street of Atherton. And it's actually a collection of one man's crystals on display.
So this gentleman on the front, his name's Renee. He started this whole business back in the 60s when he found this agate in a place called Agate Creek, which is up here in far north Queensland. After he found that, he got a bit obsessed. He went to over 30 countries, collecting specimens all over the world, wherever he could find it. After 50 years of collecting, he wanted to make his findings interactive with the public. So he built this cave system for people to view. So everything inside you guys can touch. Have fun.
Thank you.
That's alright.
The tour, we've been issued with their own little spotlights to help enhance the different crystals we're going to see.
What's up there? Amethyst. So amethyst is the purple one.
What is it? Oh, it feels like glass.
Feels like glass? What is it?
It feels like glass.
Gosh.
Dad, the crystal feels like glass.
There's heaps up the top out.
I got it. Yeah.
Gee, that's a pretty one. Good one, isn't
Yeah.
it? Oh, that's amazing.
Oh, you probably can't see that.
Amethyst, but it's almost looks soft, that one.
Some
of us are tall enough to touch it.
This one's from Peru, and throughout, as we move through this cave, we're going to start to see different crystals from around the world. And you can use your light to focus in and out to try to make the crystal look different as you go.
Looks like mold almost, this one.
Yeah, this one's also available on Minecraft as well. You can look for
What's it called?
as you write.
It's more like coral. Does it look corally or mouldy? Or mossy? It's a too smell, yeah.
It's a giant pyrite crystal cluster. Look at how amazing that is. It's not available in stores, sadly. Take a look at this one. Take a look at this one. Yeah, I know. Wait, there's another really hidden one. You have to poke your head into one of the exhibits and look around to see it.
So apparently we ain't seen nothing yet, according to Alex. Oh! Really do need to duck. Fortune telling ball. Oh, you're amazing. You predicted exactly what was going to happen now.
Look at this one.
Look at this one. It is crystal from the US of A, from out Kansas. It's like glass. What a cool way to display a collection. Mica crystals from Francois. This one's from Illinois and it looks like they've been cut. They're just these little squares. Look how perfect that square is in the corner. Little ice cubes. So purple fluorite. This is the nodule that started it all, and Rene found it in tropical Queensland and took it all the way back to Holland. He found this and he found some smaller ones and opened a museum. Until 14 years later they decided to come back to Australia and start expanding his collection. So this one rock started a big collection.
I got two here. This one's lighter and this one's heavier, but I definitely choose the lighter one because the lighter one has more crystals in it because crystals are lighter than rock, and the this one it's more rock because it's heavier.
Working our way down a ramp amongst the collection and then continuing on deep inside the cave. The further we go in, the more interesting things we're seeing. It wasn't just Australia that had the fossils. This is a trilobite from the Sahara Desert. Used to be ocean everywhere. This is smoky quartz from Brazil. It's huge. Mexico, phantom calcite. I just can't believe the different shapes and colours. It feels hard like glass. This is dog tooth. This one's a brown dog tooth from Mexico. Bad boy was found in Uruguay and it cost 120,000 US dollars. Rene had seen one at the mine he'd attended and it was the biggest one he'd ever seen, and then this one came out of the ground and it comes out of the basalt in complete shape like this, and he couldn't help himself. He ended up shipping it across to Australia for around $250,000.
They put the water around it because people were damaging the crystal, so I put water around it so they could protect it.
How cool does that look? Crocodile skull from Morocco. This is quite the collection here, and it spans not only the crystals but other things he's collected, fossils, and the way they've laid it out is quite unique to anything we've seen so far on our trip of Australia. It's a little bit pricey to come in, about $65 for 2 adults, 2 kids. Ended up costing us about $70, $80, but it's pretty unique and it's been a great experience for the kids. Coffee Works. This must be it. Here we go. The Coffee Works. Had coffee at Mareeba at the Coffee Works, and now we've come into the information centre and there's a big display here, big museum about the history of the area.
We're here in the Mareeba Information Centre and Museum, which is free entry. Ooh. What are we going to discover, boys? Oh, Harry's gone to school. You going to
How
school,
was your
Harry?
sandwich?
Did you leave your sandwich behind? Now the goat's eating it.
Having travelled Australia for 8 months now, we're able to pick and choose what we learn about, because we've covered a lot of stuff around Aboriginal history, as well as some of the early settlers, the mining. So as we go into new regions, we're looking for unique stuff to fill in any gaps.
See, Harry, so when you type,
look over here.
Moves along.
Watch that.
Yep. That's right.
How does that feel? That's right. This just says.
So we're teaching Jed how to
Hang on.
place his fingers on the
This
keyboard.
is my
First, Jed.
left finger.
Placing your fingers on the keyboard.
And look there.
Not quite. We used to do it at school in Year 7.
Yeah, this bad boy. Mareeba Hospital Board ambulance. It's an old school ambulance. Oh. That is a wow. The size of it. The nurse.
A couple days after.
We've asked Harry to come and ask the lady at the information desk for some help. How are you going, Harry? She's not being very social, is she?
No.
I think she's in the post office, Harry. It's the telegraph office.
In addition to the coffee, this used to have a lot of tobacco here. So here's a map of the Brisbane tobacco farms. I guess tobacco was quickly replaced by the new drug of choice being coffee. Not only was the Tinaroo Dam created specifically for the tobacco industry, at its peak 872 farms were actually growing tobacco. Planting the seeds, getting the seedlings out into the field, growing, picking, stringing, curing, cutting down and ultimately bulking up into packs and selling off to market. Then in 2004 the last bale of tobacco was sold out of the sheds here in Mareeba, and I guess I then switched over to coffee.
Well, that's it for the Atherton Tablelands. Things don't always go to plan. It's been an absolute whirlwind for us. We haven't seen everything that we had ideally planned to go and see, but I guess that means another trip back in the future. Fortunately, Port Douglas is an area that's easier to fly into. Stay at one of the beautiful resorts, check out all of the restaurants and markets and things, and I guess that's a great way to come back and see Port Douglas. So thanks for watching. Remember to hit the like and subscribe button if you'd like to continue to receive notifications of our videos, and we'll see you for the next adventure.